if we're sending out all this data to like human labelers, is there something that can sort of speed this process along with this ground truth feature?
What comes to mind? What could help?
Yeah, well, I mean, ideally, the process would be automated, where you could, maybe use some humans, but use something like a machine learning algorithm to label the data. Yeah.
Ding, winner. Yeah. So that's exactly what we thought about as well. And if you have images, and within the images you want to identify birds and dogs and cats and horses. If you have 1,000 images, and then out of the first 100 images, if you have a good shuffling mechanism, then you stand opportunities to have all of these categories of animals that you want to recognize in the first 100 images. So it would be very beneficial to identify these animals within the first 100 images and let a machine learning model learn how to identify them in the future and pass the 900 other images through the machine learning model first, and then see if it's capable of recognizing these animals on your behalf. Of course, it's an ML model, it's automated, it's fast, you don't need to go back to humans, and if it's capable of getting that done, then it feeds that directly into your training data set. And if it's not capable of getting that done, or if it doesn't have a high confidence in having gotten that done correctly, then it passes it back to the human annotators. So that's essentially what we built as part of Amazon SageMaker Ground Truth, where besides the ability to send the data to people that would eventually label the data manually, you can also create what we call an active learning model that would try first to label the data after learning from the first batch, and then if it is highly confident in its ability to label the data set in the future, pass that directly to the training data. If it's not, it'll pass it back to the humans. So what we see there is that there is a 70% saving that our customers are having now. Autodesk is an example of a customer that is using SageMaker Ground Truth to label their data set, and they are able to save 70% cost and time just by automating the process with machine learning and Ground Truth.
Yeah, it's interesting what you say about confidence as well, because like if you think of the case of medical images, the images presumably that would be sent back to human labelers would be like the most complicated or sort of strange examples. So it's also kind of a way of surfacing interesting images or whatever data points you have, which I think has some like implications for like research outside of academia. I think that's great.